Hi there, Chris Peak from the Zappos Performance team. Today we're going to show you how to do the wet test. Now the wet test, the wet foot test, is actually a good way to figure out the height of your arch, and therefore figuring out if you're a neutral runner, a supinator, underpronator, or an overpronator. So we have three beautiful specimens of Zappos employees here that we're going to use today, myself included. And we got three different heights of arches here for you, so you can actually see the different heights on the wet foot test. So first we're going to start out with Josh. You fill up a bucket of water, just a little way, just enough to cover your arch. And then what we're going to do is let that drip dry a little bit, shake it off, and then we're going to put the arch on this brown piece of paper here. Now newspaper could work, construction paper, anything that's going to leave an imprint of that arch. So Josh, if you can go ahead and get that in there. And we're going to have you step off to the side so we can see your arch. Let that drip dry. And then go ahead and put your arch down, stand straight, and then step off. And so what we have here, you can see the nice little imprint that Josh left here, but Josh has what we would call a medium arch. Now this is what most people are going to have. We can have Josh stand right there. This is what most people are going to have, where this is the area that you're looking at really, generally speaking. And so his arch band is sort of a medium height. So this type of person, typically with a medium arch, is going to be either one of two things: a neutral runner or a runner that's going to need a little bit of support from a medial post from the shoe. And so, and how we know the difference is just how flexible your arch actually is. So if he has a super stiff arch, he's not going to be rolling inward too much, but if he has a more flexible arch, this arch is going to come down as he's running to give you a little bit more stability. Now shoes like that, you're going to find like in this shoe, for example, the person that rolls inward is typically looking for this medial post, or this gray area on the inside of the shoe. This is designed to give you more stability, keep you more aligned, so you don't get shin splints or knee pains or anything like that. So that's Josh for you, and this is what we call a mild overpronation or a neutral. Our next guy, Matt, is going to show you what a fairly low arch looks like. And if you can just dip that in there all the way, make sure your heel is in there, and shake that off a little bit, and then you can step down on this piece of paper there. You can balance. Balance is key. And just put all your weight on that. Okay, let's let go of that one. So the key here is you want to try to get as most of your foot on here as possible to give a really good indication of your arch. But right here, this is starting to dry off right here, but you can see his arch area kind of covers in here. So you can see a lot more surface area is covered with his foot than say on Josh's foot. Now on flat feet, like Matt has here, you're usually looking at the motion control category. This part, this runner characteristically, when they have low arches, is not looking for a whole lot of cushioning, and cushioning is very important, but stability is key here, because as flatter arches overpronating pretty severely in most cases, they're going to require a little bit more of that motion control shoe, and the shoe that Matt is wearing today is called the Brooks Beast, and this has a huge medial post and a really flat outsole, midsole, so you can see how it compares pretty well here. As you're rolling inward, he's not going to get those shin splints and knee pains, back pains that we were just talking about. The last one, I have a fairly high arch, a little bit higher than Josh's, but we'll kind of show you the difference on a higher. If I step on here and apply all my pressure, I have a bit higher arch than Josh has, and we'll pin this on here. Thank you, sir. And so you see the area that we're looking at is a little bit more narrow through here, and typically this higher arch person, is going to be your neutral runner, or your can you hold that, Matt? Your neutral runner or your supinator, someone who's rolling to the outside of your foot. This type of person will usually require something that doesn't have a medial post. I'll put this bad boy over here. Something that doesn't have a medial post, so you're missing that gray area that we just saw, say on this nimbus right here. So this person, when they're rolling to the outside of their footer, they have a more neutral gait cycle. They're looking for as much cushion as possible. You want to stay away from that stability. So that's the three types of arches that you're really looking at when you're doing the wet foot test. And while it's not 100%, it's going to get you probably more than 80% of the way there to picking the right running shoe.